All right, everybody, welcome back for another episode of the Bourbon Life Postcast. I'm your host, Mark, and with me, as always, is my good friend, Matt. How you doing, Matt?
Hey, Mark. I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing good tonight, man. Had a good time. We had a good show tonight.
We did. We had a really great show so far. I think season 2, we're really coming into it.
We're killing it.
Season 2, it's like, we really learned our lessons.
I think so.
1. Yeah, we're coming along.
We went back and reviewed every episode and detailed, broke it. Okay, we really didn't do that. So
we edited me out of every episode from season 1 to make them better.
Matt no longer gets to wear a puffy coat, though, right?
That's
and
right.
We don't record on a granite countertop.
Yep.
So we've learned a lot of things.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So tonight we had a great show, right?
That's right. And what makes the show great is that we had a guest, so it wasn't just Mark and I.
That's
so
right.
We had 2 guests. We had joining us the founders of Lost Lantern Whiskey, Adam and Nora. And they were in rural upstate Vermont.
Yeah. 1.5 feet of snow, they said. God.
Well, yeah, that's
what they do that in Vermont, right?
Yeah, that's par for the course up there.
But we had a good time, right?
Oh, we had a great time. We got to learn all about independent bottling and what an independent bottling company is here in America, and the roots and where it started, because it wasn't over here.
Right.
It wasn't with bourbon and rye. So we got to learn about that, and we also got to taste some of their stuff at Lost Lantern, didn't we?
Yeah, and it's really interesting because, we're familiar with the whole concept of, non-distilling producers that buy barrels and rebottle under their own brand, and some secrecy about it and NDAs and whatnot. And these guys it's just totally different. They source barrels, but they put it out under their own brand. But it also includes the names of all the distilleries they work with.
Yeah, so it's almost as though they're not sourcing bourbon for their purpose as much as they're sourcing it for our purpose, so that they're exposing the end consumer, you and I, to different distilleries that we may have never heard of. And I think that what they're trying to do is work only with craft distilleries, at least in the immediate future, so that we're getting to taste things that
we wouldn't even know about, right? So
we had one that was a blend. We won't tell you anything about. We're going to make you listen to.
That's right. Yeah, listen to it.
One of ours was a blend coming from 6 different distilleries from 3 or 4 different time zones.
Oh yeah, all over the country.
Yeah,
really cool.
Different elevations and all distilleries that I don't know if we would have really heard of. Probably wouldn't have had access to their.
I think I've heard of one of those distilleries out of the 6.
I think 2 of them for me. So anyway, really, really cool. A really cool concept, and they're really, really great people. Really cool, and we had a great conversation with them tonight about it.
And we got to drink a rye.
And
a bourbon. So so they are putting out things as well that aren't You just have to listen to the show to get a good understanding, because it's kind of hard. We don't want to go into detail, right?
We don't want to give it away.
Yeah, but we really had a good time with them. And I think the concept that they have, it's something that I think we're going to see probably, I think in the United States, we'll see a growth of what they're doing. So it's not something, it's a model that's been copied from other places, other countries. And it's not something that's prevalent here in the U.S. yet. But they're one of the initial people that are doing it.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of other people are going to jump on board and start pursuing this. So anyway, it was a really cool show. We had a great time with them. And there are times when you have shows scheduled and you just wonder, because I wasn't that familiar with them at all. Yeah. So I wondered. I'm like, what's this show going to end up like? But it ended up being a really good show, didn't it?
I thought it was, regardless of just being a good show. It was just great conversation. Really, really fun people to talk to. So you should really tune in for this one. I think you'll enjoy it.
I agree. So check it out on Friday when the podcast drops. And again, we'll see you right back here next week on another episode of the Bourbon Life Postcast.